What is going on, Garage Couple fans? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Greg.
And my name is Arlene.
And who's going to introduce our little friend?
And this is our baby Ruby.
That is our little guy Ruby, short for Rubicon. Welcome to our channel. If you are new to our channel, we love installing Jeep parts. We install Jeep mods. We've literally built up many Jeeps from the ground up. Be sure to check out our channel and subscribe below if you love Jeeps and love Jeep content. We're also adventuring into camping as well as cooking videos, and we have a lot of stuff to come. But on this week's episode, we are gonna compare how long it takes to inflate this massive 38-inch Milestar tire from 10 PSI to 25 PSI using 3 different methods. We're gonna be using an old-fashioned tire pump. We're gonna be using a dual piston 12-volt pump that I have been using for many years. And last but not least, we are going to be using this portable battery unit from Fantic. More to come, so stay tuned.
Let's do it.
What was that?
Nothing, Greg.
Hey Ruby, you joined us for this video?
He doesn't want me to let him go though, so maybe you gotta do all the heavy lifting.
I'll do all of the heavy lifting and then some.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So before we dive into this video, I just want to start off by saying this company, Fantic, reached out to us. They sent us an email and they said, hey, we'd love for you to test out this battery portable pump on your Jeep. And I said, hey, I don't think it's gonna work. It's a 38-inch tire and this thing is a portable battery unit. I would probably need 4 of them all at the same time. Literally our Halloween decoration is inflating. Why don't we just in the middle?
Go get him, go get him, go get him. Come on, get him, get him. Go say hi.
Perfect timing. Anyways, to continue, I said sure, but do you think it'll work? And they said we'll go talk to our engineers and we'll get back to you. They got back to us and they said yes, it will work, so they sent me this unit. Didn't pay for this thing. Today I'm gonna put this up against doing it manually as well as using this compact portable 2-chamber 2-piston tire pump that we've used countless times on all of the different Jeeps that we've ever had. We're gonna make a solid video timing all 3 techniques. So all I've done is take this out, charge it, and put it right back in the box. We are gonna actually see how long it takes for this to pump up one 38-inch tire. Now, I am expecting this to not work at all. I'm expecting this to fail miserably, and I hope I am wrong, but there's no way this is gonna work.
Well, we might have to go by hand, huh, Greg?
Well, we're gonna test all 3 of them.
Let's do it. Well, we've used this one in the past. It seemed to work. Time to unbox and go over some of the specs. On the side, it says, what can the X8 Apex inflate? A little catchy. Alrighty, so on the front side, it says 150 PSI, 32 liters per minute. On the side over here, it's telling you what it can inflate on one charge. You have a ball 50 times, a bike 26 times, motorcycle 13.
Good for all of those balls that we have to fill, huh?
All
50 of them when we go to the beach.
All of them. Car mode 4 to 6 times, and then it has the manual mode as well. Let's unbox. Looks like a boombox speaker. Oops.
Oh, okay. I'll return it on.
And there is the on. Got anything else in here? Sounds like the charger. Here we have the hose. This is going to connect to the device along with the tire. You have some adapters and then your charging cable.
Looks pretty straightforward. Why don't we go ahead and put this to the test? Very first thing we have to do, let's deflate this tire to 10 PSI.
Let's do it.
Man, did a bird totally get at my hood here? What the heck's going on? So why don't we see what pressure the tire is at currently? I haven't checked this in a long time. It's meant to be at 25. And that is not any good. That's 20 PSI. So I've been driving like this. So why don't we go ahead and release some air? Why don't we show about 20?
Well, Mr. Greg, who's usually so careful, I guess this is a reminder for Greg that you should be checking your tire pressure. Drive safe.
Let this be a good reminder to check your tire pressure regularly. I certainly haven't, and that's pretty low.
Ruby, you tell him, buddy. You tell him. Rubes, is he almost done, buddy?
So actually kind of cool discovery here. Just screw on that hose without attaching it to the actual pump. And look at that. We're able to actually relieve some air pressure. And I can still check with here. I'm about 12 currently.
And we are at the 10, just about, right, Greg?
Just about. So first impressions, I think this thing's pretty sleek. Has a flashlight built into it right over there. Looks like you could also charge some other devices. I'd say this is about 2 pounds in terms of weight. Why don't we go ahead and see what it can do? So first I'm gonna just screw this in. I'm really curious to see how long it takes. I'm more so curious to see if it could do it in like under 10 minutes. That's my expectation. If it could do it in under 10 minutes, I'd be astonished. Let me screw this in. I will grab my handy dandy stopwatch and we will start recording. Look at how low the Jeep looks without the air in the tire. Wow, look at that. So it looks like we're at 12 PSI according to this. That's actually really neat. Look, I just screwed it in. Once I screw it in, it tells me the PSI. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just lower it till it reads 10 because I want it to be 10. I think we're close enough. I set it to 25 PSI. Then I'm gonna hit the start button and let's see what happens. Before we do so, just wanna make sure we grab one of these. Not
a calculator.
Not a calculator. I'm gonna hit it on. Now while that goes in the background,
I have to go teach, so unfortunately I have to leave Greg to do all the pumping himself. I'm so sorry, Greg.
what do you think the results are going to be? How long do you think it's going to take?
I think it's going to take upwards maybe 20 minutes. I might be back before it's done.
We'll see about that. What are we at?
15, but the battery's half dead.
Is it really?
I don't know, Greg. I don't know. It's not going to last.
What do you think, Ollie?
It's actually going faster than I thought it would.
8 minutes to go from 10 to 20?
Honestly, not bad at all. But you just have to consider there's 4 tires, so it might seem okay for 138, but 4?
That's an hour of pumping.
Yeah, if you do them each.
Plus, I don't think the battery would last.
No. You have to get 4 of them.
What's up, Ruby? So we just stopped it. Let's stop the timer. It took just about 12.5 minutes to go from 10 to 25 PSI on this 38 by 13.5 by 17 Milestar Patagonia tire. Now that is not terrible, but the only problem is you could only fill 1 tire at a time, or I guess 1 tire with a single charge. It took almost the entire charge to just fill that 1 tire, but it actually filled it in a quicker amount of time than I thought, 12.5 minutes. Now for the next part of this test, make sure to stay tuned just to see how it compares to manually pumping it up as well as our gold standard. Hey, maybe our gold standard might disappoint us a little bit. I'm not really sure, because I think it might take around that same amount of time as well. So why don't we plug it in and why don't we start all over? Now to keep things fair, we're gonna measure the PSI. Ruby's on a different mission. We're gonna measure the PSI using the same exact technique, just so it's equal across the board. Let's do it. All of that hard work, and now, why don't we actually, let's just see, I'm gonna just take this off. Let's see how, what this gauge records. Yep, gauge is recording just about 25. So why don't we go ahead and attach this thing, and once this reads about 11 PSI, 10, 11 PSI, we'll go ahead and use our old-fashioned dual piston technique. The links for everything in this video will be in our Amazon garage as well as in the description below. All of that hard work and it's now almost down again. Now as you can see with this unit, I have used this many times before. It has a gauge on top. The link to this will be in the description below. This is the type that connects via 12 volt directly into a cigarette lighter. I recommend turning the engine on for this to work even faster, just because it gets a little more juice and doesn't kill your battery. As you can see, the plastic components have fallen apart, but it still works, and this has gotten us off the trails a number of times. Now, if you're a professional and you go off-roading a lot, I wouldn't recommend any of these options, obviously, but this is just for like that weekend warrior as well as someone who's looking to do this on a budget. So why don't we go ahead and connect this up once all the air is out. Alright, we're gonna make sure this reads the same as before, and it's reading 13, so we just have a little bit more to go. Almost there. Alright. That should put us right at 11 psi. Yep, as you can see, it's, oh, it went up to 12. I'll just take a little bit more air out and then we'll continue. And just to kind of show you here, this gauge is reading exactly 10. Our goal is 25, and we'll measure the end goal with the other unit. Now the way that I'm planning on doing this thing and telling whether I'm at the 25 psi or not is I'm gonna turn off the switch just so that it stops pumping, and once it turns off, it'll give me a more accurate measure of exactly what pressure I'm at. Once I think I'm at the 25 mark, I'll go ahead and grab the other unit to measure it again, just so we keep it all consistent. Why don't we get back to it? It says we're at about 22, 24. I think we might be there. I'm gonna just stop the timer. And why don't we check this out? If I'm not there, I'll restart the timer. Almost there. So why don't we continue? Time to check one more time. So to just recap what just happened, it filled it from about 10, 11 psi to about 27 psi, which is a little bit more than what the other one did. And it did it in about 5 minutes and 48 seconds. Realistically, about 5 minutes and 30 seconds or so. So that would make all 4 of these massive 38-inch tires, it would fill them in under 25 minutes, so like 22 minutes. Now if you have 35-inch tires, I'd imagine it would be even less than that, maybe 20 minutes for all 4, maybe less than that even. Now this thing has stood the test of time. I'm decently happy with 5 minutes per tire. Now, the part that I have not been looking forward to this entire time, I am gonna do this manually and see how it comes out. Something tells me I'm about to get my workout in for the day, but you know, COVID has passed. I could probably use more workouts. You heard it from me first. So let's do it. Forgot to mention earlier in this video, we are using this Lippert hybrid camp table, which has been an absolute pleasure to use. You saw how easy it is for Aline to set it up. And the cool thing about this is it's really portable and you get a full table anywhere you want to go. So if you want to see this product, just check it out in the description below as well. Now, the time that we've all been waiting for, let me manually pump it up and see what happens. As you can see, we are at 11 psi using the same exact technique. Time to hook this bad boy up. This can also be found on Amazon. We use this for our bikes. 650 cubic feet, extra high volume. Let's see what the business is. Take a guess. Let's see how long it takes. I think it's gonna take me 15 minutes. Alrighty, let's do this thing. Let's start the timer, and I started the timer. I realize this is a marathon, not a sprint. Not all heroes wear capes. I'm totally curious. I'm just gonna stop the time. Just wanna check. Let's see where I'm at. 2 minutes, 32 seconds. Restart the timer. I'm at 17 psi. Alright. I'm gonna just stop this right here at 6 minutes. Let's see what our pressure is at. Bum bum bum. Gonna use this just to make sure. My goal is 26 or 25 is what? Oh, I'm at 27. So it looks like I did the exact same thing as the pump. I did it in about 6 minutes. So let's wrap this thing up. Now to kind of summarize everything, when it comes down to tire inflators, you have a lot of different options and different choices. Now we did it with we filled the tires with 3 different techniques today. We used this battery-powered portable tire inflator. So this is the unit from Fantic. It is the X8 Apex model. This was sent to us to test out. Now, what is my final impression on this device? Now, first of all, if you're ever looking for a triceps workout or even just the overall upper body workout, go ahead and go outside, deflate your tires, and try to pump them up manually. Now, about this Apex model, it definitely makes you appreciate it a lot more when you do it manually. Now, coming in 3rd place, this thing filled it from 10 psi to 25 psi in just about 12 minutes. It wasn't fully charged, but the battery started dying. It was about 70% charged. So I'd imagine you'd be able to fill up 2 of these 38-inch tires. More likely you could fill up 2 35-inch tires. Now I think where this really shines is how convenient and portable this thing is. I mean, you could charge this fully and just leave it in your vehicle, and just, if you ever need to pump up one tire on a Jeep, you can go ahead and do so. Now, I haven't tested it on any other vehicle, but I'd imagine it claims that it can fill up a pedestrian tire in under 2 minutes, and I totally believe that to be true. This is a big tire to fill with such a small little compressor, and I'm actually pretty impressed by it. But do I recommend it for Jeep owners with big tires, 33s, 35s, 38s? The answer is no, I don't really recommend this for Jeep owners. But that being said, I will keep this in our other pedestrian vehicles, our non-Jeep vehicles, because I think this is a nifty tool to have, and I'm sure it'll bail me out some point. If nothing else, it has a flashlight and a phone charger, and I'm guessing it's pretty hefty. Now, the one that performed the absolute best was the dual chamber Bonaire model. I do not remember the exact specs, but I will put the link to the latest version, which is probably even better than this one. Now, I'm super impressed. I've never actually timed it before, but for it to fill it up in about 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes for one single tire is incredible. Now, what you didn't see off camera is I actually went and filled up the other 3 tires because they were all at 20 psi. I filled them all to 25 psi in like 2 minutes apiece. So I definitely think that is actually a feasible option. You don't need anything more expensive. I think it was like $40 or something many years ago. We'll go ahead and check it out in the description, and if you needed a tire pump, I highly recommend this model. You saw it live. Now, in very last place, the reason why I am short of breath and I am exhausted and sweating is doing it manually. But to be honest with you, I'm actually surprised at how quickly I was able to do it. 6 minutes of non-stop pumping, and I got it from 10 to 26, 27 psi. You should never have to do it manually. I understand it might be worthwhile to just throw one of these in your vehicle just as backup. I mean, if you had to get yourself out of a sticky situation, you absolutely could do it with one of these, but I do not recommend it. This took forever. And it was a huge workout. I'm sure I'm gonna be sore tomorrow. But if you want to check this model out, I'll drop it in our description below. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. We are happy to do more comparisons like this, so just drop a line below, let us know what you think, and hopefully we can do some more of these. We did one with a plastic trim restorer a number of years ago, and it got over 500,000 views, so I know people are interested in this topic. Now, if you have any other ideas for head-to-head comparisons, we are happy to purchase the items out of our own pockets just to make the comparisons, but just let us know what you'd like to see. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button and be sure to check out our website, garagecouple.com. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.